Hello, people of the world. How you doing? My name is James. I'm leader of the Union Hack community YouTube, and don't be confused by the name. I'm not a hacker. I do reviews, and you may get an occasional gem from me. I am actually a singer in my part time as a hobby. So yeah. Today, what I want to talk to you about is Pokemon Go. That's right, Pokemon Go has been out in the UK now for pretty much 2 weeks, and I have had a great time with it. Um, there are pros and cons to Pokemon Go, and I will tell you about those. But first, let me tell you about a few experiences with Pokemon Go myself. Well, first of all, when I first got into Pokemon Go, I realised that I was going out more. I'm not a very extroverted person. I'm quite an introvert, so I stay inside a lot of the time. Not to say that I'm just boring or anything. I'm really a bit more exciting than that. But yeah, so I started going out and I started to go places, and I found some new stuff around my area that I did not know about. I found that we have an outside gym, which is kind of cool because I can just like go work out. And I'm not referring to a Pokemon gym. There's only one very near me. It's about 10-minute walk to get to the Pokemon gym. So obviously, every time that I go anywhere, I'm gonna get fitter and fitter. Now, with this experience, along the way, I have made some friends. A couple of dudes that I met on, I think it was like a fourth night out. They were really cool, and I made really good friends with um, a girl I met as well. She's cool. Um, so yeah, what I want to tell you about Pokemon Go is Pokemon Go. Personally, yeah, I get it. Pokemon kids really appreciate Pokemon Go, but at the same time, I really do think that they need to have parental guidance when using Pokemon Go, because Pokemon Go can be a dangerous thing. It can be a tool that people can use to rob people and all sorts. I mean, you've obviously heard the stories about robbings and stuff like that, but saying that, you cannot blame Pokemon Go because it quite clearly tells you be aware of your surroundings and don't do stupid shit, you know? I'm gonna tell it how it is because that is how it is. If you're gonna play this game, be aware of what you're doing. What are the pros to Pokemon Go? Well, pro number one, it helps people who have significant psychological disorders, such as Asperger's syndrome, or just generally people that feel that they just can't talk to other people. It's helped me. I find it very difficult to talk to people. I have quite bad anxiety when I'm outside. So when I play Pokemon Go, I don't feel that anxiety when meeting new people. I feel that there is always that connection with someone because we are in the same sort of world at the time, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that's one plus. It helps people with disabilities mentally. Um, it also helps people to, learn more about their towns and about their cities. It allows you to understand more about the history of your place because with Pokemon Go, when you go to say a gym or a Pokestop, it gives you information about what's going on in the Pokestop. So if you click at the top, there's information about the area that you're standing in. Obviously, because it's run off of Google Maps, it's gonna have that information, which I think is really handy for people who never bother to use Google Maps to learn this stuff. Um, like I said, a, I found an outside adult playground, which is like basically a gym. Um, Other pros of this game, it keeps you fit. You're constantly on the move. If you've got eggs, you have to walk. You can't just sit in your room and just walk around the house. You have to leave the house and go out somewhere. I mean, this is important stuff. You need to know. Also, if you're playing Pokemon Go and you're thinking of GPS spoofing, please, please, I beg of you, don't do that because it just ruins the community. Pokemon Go has got a really good community going already, and it's getting huge. Over time, it'll get absolutely massive. Okay, and we don't want people ruining it. I mean, there's one of the gyms around my area, or the gym around my area, has one GPS spoof that always takes that gym. And I just think to myself, why can't you just go out and get the gym fairly and meet people? But you know, some people just don't want to do that. Other pros about Pokemon Go, it teaches you to manage. It teaches you to take care of things, because you have to obviously nurture an egg by walking with it. You have to always keep an eye on that egg, make sure it, you know how much of the distance you've got left, so you can plan a nice bike ride or something. Oh, that's another thing. Bike riding will not have any adverse effects on eggs. If you bike ride under 30 miles an hour, you will definitely get some of your boost towards your eggs. That's 100% given. Other pros about this, I mean, it's for everybody. It's not just for kids, it's for adults as well. I mean, most of the people I've met are around my age, so they were in their 30s. And yeah, everyone's sort of coming together to make this game be a big part of now. The time is now for digital applications, and I think that's awesome. Now, other things about Pokemon Go. Pokemon Go it's a niche. It's a niche market. Pokemon has always been a niche market. Pokemon Go wouldn't have existed if it wasn't for a game called Ingress by Niantic. Basically, I'm guessing Nintendo saw Niantic's idea and thought, well, if we put Pokemon on this, it's gonna be huge, and it's become huge. It is absolutely, it's a full size market now. Some of the other pros about the game is obviously with Pokemon Go, you have a map, so you can learn to navigate how to get to places better, because it's done like a GPS map, which is always awesome. I'm actually loading the game up now. I'm going to put the music on as well to show you what sort of sound you've got from the game, and generally give you a feel for it. So here we go. It's quite relaxing, to be honest, but it does drain your battery if you have everything set to high. I'll just let you listen for a bit. So yeah, that's what it sounds like. It plays really well on most Android and well, any smartphone really. You can pick it up for free as well, which is always good. The only thing I find myself doing every now and then is buying Pokeballs. You'd expect probably to get what, 50 for a couple of quid. You're looking at about £4 for 100 Pokeballs, which is good. It's if you are into it and you feel dedicated to it and you want to play it, it's great. Now, I'm going to talk about the negatives of Pokemon Go. The negatives, as I said before, number one, the battery. This will kill your battery. You will drain your battery so fast from using this game. obviously there is a battery saving mode, and the way to use the battery saving mode, which a lot of people don't know about, is if you switch the battery saving mode on while the game is running, turn your phone upside down, and this will have an effect making your screen go black, but you'll see the Pokemon logo. However, you won't be using as much battery, but everything will still be running in the background, just you won't visually be able to see it. If you find a Pokemon while this is happening, you'll if you've got the sound on, obviously you'll hear the sound, but if you haven't got the sound on, your phone will vibrate if there's a Pokemon nearby. So as I was saying about the negatives, obviously negative thoughts about this game are: one, there's going to be robberies. People are going to get robbed, because although people don't like to admit it, criminals are getting smarter. And one of the things that they have thought about is, if we set up a lure, which is basically an in-game item that creates a pink sort of leaf-like effect over the Pokestop that you're standing at, which draws more Pokemon in. It's going to get more people to that location. And obviously, if there's a big bunch of guys there waiting to steal people's phones, unless you're around my size or my age, you're probably going to end up getting robbed. It's people have got themselves caught up in some very difficult situations. I've heard stories about road accidents that were obviously caused by people being idiots with the game. I can't understand why anyone in their right mind would stand in the middle of the road to get a Pokemon when you can stand at the side of the road and have the same effect. It does make me slightly confused. I mean, other negative sides to this, it's hard to say. I mean, maybe you're not focusing on what you're doing as much. I mean, people are going to work, and the last thing they want to think about is work. They're actually, most of the time, on their mind, they're looking at their phone every now and then just to see what Pokemon are nearby. I remember being out, and I was talking to someone, and a Pokemon popped up, and I was like, I really, really have to go. I'll be back. Just let me find this. And, people are going to do that. People are going to be at work. They're going to think, shall I have my break early? Yeah, why not? I'll have my break early. No one's going to say anything. So yeah, you're going to get people do that. And, I think that the game itself, coming to a close now, the game itself is a brilliant, brilliant idea. Niantic and, of course, Nintendo have come up with the ultimate fitness tool for people of all ages. And it's fun. It's innovative. And it's going to be around for a while. If they do what they're going to do, what they say they're going to do, it's going to be amazing. They're going to add battles between friends, trading, all sorts of other stuff, events. If they do all that stuff, it's going to be incredible. And if I'm honest, it's the new revolution. It's the revolution of the mobile phone game. It's the start of something magical that will come into play over the next few years. You're going to see games like this popping up everywhere. But are they going to be as good as Go? We'll find out. Thanks so much for listening. This is my new channel. My name's James. I am leader of the Union Hack Gaming YouTube. I will bring you more videos, more reviews, more talks. If you have any questions, feel free to fire away. Thanks very much for listening, and have a great day.